We are at a large police presence off Kearney, and there are still around over 10 police cars here if you look behind me. And they are meant for kids to play with and not intentionally used to go inside a gun. Hail the size of ping pong balls or even bigger, with a lot of help from people on social media. This post from the Webster County Sheriff's Office, very fearful for the public because she says that man, Joe Dutton, is dangerous. Grant says their routine is they will usually start by trespassing in the early morning or even in broad daylight. Then they usually park in this spot and steal scrap, parts off of cars, sometimes even breaking car windows. But last week they tried to break in, causing damage to this door and property. It's a problem many of us face, but few of us want to talk about it. It's called Brown Friday. And they cover around 25,000 people all in this area right here. And now these funds will help people stay local. You can see behind me, this whole side of the house was pelted with hail with holes everywhere. And if you come with me over here, this window was actually shattered. And this is just a little bit of the damage from yesterday's storm. Usually if you called, they could get flowers out to you in 15 minutes, but now they have to bundle the trips together. Now this right here is poisonous hemlock. It looks right now just like a normal garden weed, but gardeners tell me if eaten, it could harm your kids.
Family is speaking out after their loved one was hit and killed by a driver in Highlandville earlier this month. Liam Garrity shares their emotional story.
Don't ever let a day go by that you don't hug your spouse, you don't kiss them, and you don't tell them how much you love them, because you don't know when their life will be snuffed out in a second.
Gene and Deborah Dove have been in Highlandville and married for more than 30 years, and they were both the outdoorsy type.
This one did a pretty good job for us.
The Missouri State Highway Patrol is looking for whoever hit 67-year-old Deborah Dove while on her afternoon walk and drove off. Dove died at the hospital from her injuries. Gene says Deborah loved her horses, church, and going on her walks.
She wore a Fitbit. She always liked to keep track of her steps.
Gene says this was a senseless act.
They simply just left her to die in the ditch. I don't understand how someone could be that evil.
Authorities say the vehicle is a 2014 to 2017 Jeep Cherokee with possible front-end damage. The family says they want Dove remembered for how she treated others.
Loving Christian woman that would give anybody the shirt off her back if they needed it.
And loved her family.
She loved her kids and her grandkids, and she loved me.
Gene says to appreciate who you have in your life.
She kissed me and said, "I love you." I said, "I love you too, be careful." And then it was over. Don't take people for granted, ever. Life is fragile.
Reporting in Highlandville, I'm Liam Garrity.
Sheriff's Office is warning farmers after a recent string of agricultural thefts. Liam Garrity explains what's being seen with the thefts and how you can avoid becoming a target.
Now staff with the MU Extension tell me they deal with local farmers all the time and say theft is a lot more common than you think.
And what we're finding is that some of these thieves just take advantage of an opportunity that's right there before them.
The Greene County Sheriff's Office says a farmer exchanged shots with a man who was attempting to steal farming equipment this past weekend. The man ran off before deputies arrived. Kelly McGowan, a specialist in horticulture with MU Extension, says they are in constant communication with farmers and their issues.
Our producers have really went to taking extra precautions to not leave equipment in plain sight, to make sure that gates are locked securely.
Now these tasks seem simple enough, but deputies say thieves have been striking when you least expect it.
These thefts have been happening in daytime, during the daytime hours, so either when people are at work.
Deputy Paige Rippey says some of the more recent thefts have been tractors, tools, and equipment. But thieves have also been taking something else.
There for a while we were having some livestock being stolen, mainly cattle, sometimes horses, sometimes goats, sometimes pigs.
McGowan says they've even had issues with thefts at their research farms.
There has been some security features put in place to prevent that from happening, but it really can happen about anywhere.
Rippey says to have GPSs, pictures, VIN numbers, and other markers for your equipment if stolen. Also buy extra locks and security equipment. Don't forget to hide keys in locked doors and gates. She also says an outdoor pet could help alert you. McGowan says all thieves need is a short window of opportunity.
They might be out working in a back field and someone is up in a front field trying to steal something. So just being extra vigilant any time of the day can be helpful.
Deputies say if you ever see something out of the ordinary or someone wandering on or by your property, to call the authorities. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Liam Garrity.
The Ozark Fire Protection District received a grant for special training, and many more local departments are joining in. Liam Garrity's there with skills firefighters are learning. Liam?
Yeah, you can see behind me, firefighters are still training on this structure. Let me get out of the way so you get a little better look at it. Now, this is actually from Republic, but with a grant, Ozark will be building one, and they also have special ropes, harnesses, and trainers coming in from Jefferson City.
Propelling on the B side.
Fire departments from across the Ozarks went to new heights today.
Propelling.
So they're doing high angle rope rescue, how to rescue people off buildings, off elevated areas.
Ozark Fire Protection District Chief Jarrett Matheny says the week-long training is all from a $75,000 federal grant for unique situations. And this one was new for many.
Don't grab a hold of me or anything, okay?
It's going to better prepare our staff members here at Ozark Fire Protection District. It's going to, or that way we can incorporate this and have a team ready to go.
Derek Compton with the Ozark Fire Protection District says this training greatly prepares them for anything that comes their way.
And getting all the proper certifications to perform rope rescues and high angles, low angles, whatever the situation might be.
Ozark was joined by firefighters from Battlefield and Nixa.
It builds camaraderie and it builds teamwork and it builds familiarity with each other, and this is serious training and they take it serious, but it's also a lot of fun for them to do.
Too late that no one told me we'd have heights involved.
And this training makes firefighters ready for any type of danger.
Firefighters rarely know exactly what they're going to be called to, and we have to be prepared for any possible type of circumstance. And this adds a lot of different tools to our toolbox in both knowledge and skill, equipment, confidence.
Now, Matheny says this training was $15,000 and just the start of many trainings they will try to do with the rest of this grant money. Reporting in Ozark, I'm Liam Garrity.